小金持ちのみんな、こんがね、小金井楓です。ということで今日も、シベリア3の続きをやっていこうと思います。あ、アイゼンさん待機ありがとう。こんがです。今日も来てくれてありがとう。じゃあね、早速続きやっていこうと思います。前回が、病院から脱出して、義足を、確か探しに行くところだね。で、職人のサイモンって人を探さないといけない。漁師町だ。待って。手前から調べたい。あ、入れない。なんかやってる。売ってる？義足売ってるかな
Believe me, it's a really good thing that the nomads can't just come and go around Valsambor as they please anymore.
あ、クティさんいらっしゃい。なんか、義足をもらってこいって言うから。なんか船がどうとかって言ってたけど、船どこ？
We're going to see the nomad souk. Apparently they have good prices.
Since the town hall closed the port, we sometimes get the impression we're living in a ghost town.
港封鎖されてるって。なんかこう、港走ってるとさ、なんだっけ、名前忘れちゃった。過去じゃない。雪が降ってる時と、なんか、雨が降ってる時を切り替えてやる、なんだっけ、ブロークンピーセスだ。あれを目指す。あ、釣り人のおじさんがいる。開かない。なんかある。あ、あやしらんさんいらっしゃい。船がある。この船は何もできない？ダメっぽい。この箱は？この箱なんか上に乗ってるよね。またあれじゃない？潮が引いたら降りれるんじゃない？あ、灯台までできた。もういよいよブロークンピーセスがなんか謎の怪物出てくるんじゃない？魚が減ってる。湖の底に怪物がいる？怪物はのイカかな？本当にいるってこと？氷に穴を開けて、バイオ4、それもあるかも。だいぶなんか進化してる。怪物腕が穴から突き出してかわいそうなとこを掴んで湖の底まで引きずり込んだ。
And how do you know all that?
Because the poor guy was my older brother. And I was fishing just next to him that day. So you think what you want.
これどこだろうね。
You have a good day, miss.
シベリアから、でも、シベリアってどこだシベリアがでも一般的に言われてるシベリアとは限らないからね。なるほど。シベリア送りでシベリアじゃないかもしれないから。こっちは何もないのかな。でも開きそうな扉があったけど、開けられなかった。じゃあ反対側？お、だいぶ足速くなったを探す。なんか固まった。なんか無限に職人を探すが出てくるんだけど。職人かまさか。触んない方がいいんじゃない？触ったらあれだよ。酔いを覚ましては多分、落とすよね。大丈夫なのでしょ。
One more step and you were in the drink. Pardon?
ありえんなって言おうとした。全そう、まだ、風邪っていうかね、喉がずっとなんか、痛くて、咳が止まらない。
Don't fall in the water, sailor. You understand? Bastards waiting for me.
Who are you talking about?
The monster of the lake is waiting for us all, miss. Everyone's time comes eventually. To finish the work.
戦いに戻れ。
Back in the fight. Because you can never lower your guard. Never. 怪物と戦うのかな。そう、なんか、こんなに長引くの初めて。とお、なんだなんだ何もない。あれあ、違う。なんだろうこれ。この装置なんだろう。
The crystal.
クリスタル号。 きお店でもなんか言ってたよね。職人いないんじゃないかな、ここに。これはこっち側。
As deserted as the outside.
屋外みたいに荒れてる。なんかここにない？
Anyone here?
ここにさ、なんか、
As deserted as the outside.
ありがとう。
Given the number of seats, this must be some kind of ferry, some kind of transport.
まあ、でも、だいぶマシにはなってきた。ベルトさん、こんばんは。今日もね、シベリアの続きをやってます。で、義手じゃない、義足を探しに来たんだけど、6人いるか、こんなとこに。なんか、船に迷い込んだ。ん下がある。なんかやばそう。大丈夫かな、こんなとこ来ちゃって。暗いんだけど、
Nobody here either.
ここには誰もいない。それはそう。なにこれ。
Wow, what a lot of room.
どういう目線これ。暗くてなんだかわかんないんだけど。えエンジンはでも止まってるよね。ね、謎視点。なんかを覗いてたのかな。なんかもっと謎だけど、これ。あ、一周してきた。
It's more and more like walking through
だ
a
んだん幽
ghost
霊
ship.
性の中を歩いてるみたい。帰ろ。なんか、まだ関係ないのかも。帰ろうとは言ったけど、帰り方がわからない。後ろ行ける？あ、行ける行ける。ここに通じるのね。ここにも入れなかったね、さっき。入れないとか出られなかった。
Nobody.
誰もいない。もう動いてないのかな。なんか椅子が並べてある。何か式典の会場にされてたのかな。降り方わかんないんだけど。降り方、どこから降りるのこれ。これか。 車がある。あれ、壊れてる。寝てるし。起こそうよ。てか雪の中で寝てたら死んじゃうよ。なんか登りそう、ここ。そうだ、前回なんか、通問
Why is
書
access to the boats blocked? Why is access to the boats blocked?
どうして船が入れないようになってるんだろう。通問書もらったからどっか入れるんじゃないの？あれ、なんか引っかかってる。職人っぽい人いたかな？あ、人だ。話を。操作が難しい、これ。
The way they treat the nomads around here is terrible.
ほらのユミクメへの態度はひどすぎる。なんか、だんだん不気味なBGM が。
Looking for cigars or some hooch? I'm even cheaper than the nomads. Don't go asking where it all comes from, of course.
違う。
Everyone's been surly the last few months.
みんな不機嫌。なんで
Living here is unbearable sometimes of late.
ここでの生活が耐え難いって、どういうことだろう。何言ってんだ？なんか、ハエトリアミみたいなので、抗議活動だった。
There have been 10 thefts from my shop since those savages showed up. Mr. Mayor, who's gonna pay?
Mr. Mayor! Do your job and come out onto the balcony! The voter...
Excuse me. What's happening here?
Isn't it obvious? We're demonstrating against having the Yukon nomads parked on our doorsteps.
But what for?
Since they came to Valsambor, there's been no end to the shoplifting and vandalism, and on top of that, their souk is taking our customers. Mayor Bulyakin has to do something, and fast. We're not leaving until he receives our delegation.
But why won't the mayor talk to you?
Because he's a schmuck. He wants the nomads to continue their migration as much as us, but he's too afraid of annoying his higher-ups. And while he's gaining time by playing both sides of the board, we're watching our sales go through the floor.
The authorities are asking the mayor to prevent the migration from continuing? They want the Yukos to stay blocked in Valsambor?
That's what people are saying, but if you want my opinion, the only thing the mayor is waiting for is someone to get rid of those savages without him having to get his hands dirty.
Hmm. なんか複雑な事情がありそう。矛盾してるんだよね。どっか行ってほしいのに行けなくしてる。頼もう開けてよ。ロケットランチャー撃っちゃうよ。なんか鳥がいる。頼もう。
Shopkeepers are on strike for the first time in ages. That's not good business for anyone, if you want my opinion. Mayor Boya King hasn't been up to handling the situation since the catastrophe. I've said it for years. The shopkeepers are on strike for the first time in ages. That's not good business for anyone, if you want my opinion.
もしかして、職人もストライキを起こしてる？いや、そんなわけ。
You should have seen it back when the port was still open and booming.
落ちてもお金落ちない？わかんないよ。もしかしたら、なんか宝石落とすかも。うん。あれ？今、なんかさっき映ったよね。あれ？そう、これ。
What? That's
あれ？
statue. No, it's impossible.
似てるよね。
If you were only here to see this,
オ
Oscar.
スカーに。もしかしてオスカーの心臓どっかくっつけられるんじゃない？動く？巨大オスカー像動く？オスカー。心臓しかないけど今。
It's kicking off near the town hall. I don't like that new waitress working in the tavern at all.
何？あの新人ウェイトレスが酒場働いてんだよだ。待って待って待って。サラ・シュタイナー。シュタイナーって名前だったよね。サラ・シュタイナーがお客に愛想を振りまいてるようじゃトラブルにしかならない。酒場にいるのかな？サラ・シュタイナーって人が。探してるのはサイモン・シュタイナー。
Welcome to our humble Valsenborg funicular station, miss. I'm afraid you'll have to wait a bit before you can go up to the clinic. Traffic has been halted this morning, and now there's a rather progressive return to service.
When they shut the funicular down this morning, it created chaos.
There's no way I'm going back to the clinic
パックの
without
義
Kurt's
足
prosthesis.
を待たずに診
There's no
療
way
所に
I'm
戻
going
る。なん
back
て
to
あ
the
れ？
clinic
あ、
without
診
Kurt's
療所
prosthesis.
行きのケーブルカー。酒場はどこ？でも酒屋に入るにはさ、夜じゃなきゃダメじゃない？
Anywhere near here. That's absolutely the last thing we need.
酒場は？ここっぽくない？こっちかな？警察も話しかけられない。どうして話しかけたっけ？
Mayor Boya King hasn't been up to handling the situation
Nice
since the
kaketa.
catastrophe. I've said it for years.
行ってないとこあったかな？なんかフラグ立ってるかな？ちょっと戻ってみよう。ガバ。あ、イカのマークがある。この人話したっけ？
Everyone's been surly the last few months.
ああ、話した。 ん？こっちは？
I hope they don't end up throwing them in the lake, Poryukols.
ん？酒屋じゃない？違うかな？
The way they treat the nomads around here is terrible.
あ、待って待って。こっちの奥、まだ行ってないかも。なんかさっきから同じ顔の人が。
Pretty girl? If you need someone to follow you around town, just ask.
案内して。酒場、酒場。案内してくれない。案内するって言ったじゃん。あ、
Steiner.
したいな。案内とは、自分で地図を見ることである。ここだ。何の音？時計？ああ！からくりだ。なんかドラクエにいそうな人来た。
Hello. Are you Mr. Steiner?
やはり最後、己の力。起きてます？
I'm sorry to
Okay,
bother
that.
you, Mr. Steiner. My name is Kate Walker, and I've come to pick up the prosthesis for Kirk, the Yukel spiritual guide.
And well, dear Miss Walker, Dr. Efimova has informed me that the young man was not yet in any sort of condition to withstand the operation, and that...
Mr. Steiner, are you all right?
It is impossible. That pendant you have around your neck. I would be very obliged if you would entrust me with it for a moment. Please, Miss Walker.
オスカーの心臓、まさか有名なの？
Mein Gott. An XZ2000 automaton heart in perfect working condition. A compensating spring memory.
スプリングメモリって何？
And small mechanical pumps. Everything seems in excellent condition. Donnerwetter! Where on earth did you steal this, Miss Walker?
おたみ
I
で
did
す。
not steal it. It's a souvenir. It's all I have left of Oscar, a very dear friend.
Ah, so. And yet I am actually very familiar with this type of precision mechanism. An infernal precision. Incredible, unique expertise. For this was a Vorarlberg automaton, Miss Walker.
Yes. It was Hans Vorarlberg who designed this object. Tell me, did you know him?
Oh, yeah. He even lived here a few years. We did a lot of work together. He
まあ
taught me
こ
so
んな
many
若い
different
女の
things.
人が持ってるような
It was
代物では
useless to
ないも
try
ん
and
ね
make。up silly stories, Miss Walker. And I am afraid that I am not about to allow you to leave here as long as you have not told me the truth about where this object comes from.
監禁されたハンスについて遊ぶ。
Oh, don't bother locking me in, Mr. Steiner. If you must know, the truth is that Hans Vorarlberg was someone who was very important to me. I accompanied him on a very strange journey throughout Europe. And that object in your hand is
ヨー
the
ロッパだ、
only
やっぱり
souvenir
ここ
I
だ。
have of that adventure.
That proves nothing, Himmelherrgott! Hans would never have given this to...
Mr. Steiner, are you all right?
My heart need my medication.
心臓あんたが手に持っとるで。
Just don't move. I'll go and get your medication right away. No medication in sight.
何これ、どういうこと？なんか、空のコップ。なんでこの人の世話をしてるの？
Make yourself right at home. Don't mind me. I just own the place.
A prototype for the clinic aviary?
もしかすると、湖に操が、そうなのかな？
Who would store medication in this mess?
ハンス、何したのよ、この泥棒猫。ハンスとただならぬ関係だったってこと？
Who would store
時計がすごいい
medication
っぱいあ
in
る。
this mess?
足だ。
Prosthesis, but it looks like it isn't finished.
義足、やっぱその辺に折ってた。
An old press clipping.
ごめん。盗んだのは人聞きが悪いとは言ったんだけど、今、この人新聞盗んだ。なんだこれ。あ、港に泊まってたやつだ。なくない？なんかついた。これ関係あるかな？ね。
Fantastic.
なんかこれ関係あるかな？スーッとね、今、胸ポケットにしまったけど。なくない？
Who would store medication in this mess?
こんな散らかった場所に薬を保管するならどこかな？
Still nothing. Still nothing. Who would store medication in this mess?
Hmm?
Who would store medication in this mess?
こんな散らかった場所に薬保管するかな？わかんないよ。
Fantastic.
でも心臓が元から悪いなら、手元というか、近場に置いとくんじゃないかな。
No medication in sight.
ん？これは？
Nothing that could help him. Nothing that could help him. No medication.
難しいです、これ。カチカチ。イーソのところで、イーソの時計がたくさんのところで仕事したら頭がバグりそう。確かに。
That could do him more harm than good.
さらに、なにこれ。さらに傷つけてしまう。
No way.
こ
No medication.
れ違
Nothing
う。
that could help him. There's no point.
え、こんだけやってない？あれ？
That could do him more harm than good.
あれ？ないよ。これはやった。
Nothing that could help him. No medication.
ん？え、いや、わかんないって、それは。処方箋になんか書いてある。え？お茶の間に服用。
All that clattering must get really tiring after a while.
同じこと言ってる。
All that clattering must get
これだ
really
けカチカ
tiring
チ
after a
言い
while.
続けたら、本当に気がめいってしまう。
All that clattering must get really tiring after a while.
時間が違う？ん？4月8日、23。関係ないんじゃない？世の中の嵐。コップなんか使えそう。さっき盗んだコップどこ行った？正解。正解だけど、何？逆？なんか、前回というか、前作でもなんか時計あったよね。違う。同じ時間にする？でもバラバラだよね、時計。
A prototype for the clinic aviary?
バラバラなんだよね、時間が。
Empty.
空っ
Empty.
ぽだ。一番多い時間にしてみる？
My heart. I need my medication. Quickly.
違うね。閉じるまでが謎解き？ 書は
Who
関
would
係なさ
store
そう。
medication in this mess?
でこっち関係ないよね、多分。あるのかな。
Who would store medication in this mess?
何の時間に合わせればいいんだろ
Still nothing.
う。ん？お茶の時間。お茶の時間っていつ？ 3 時？ 3 時のやつでいいのかな。お茶っていつ？ん？違う。ん？何時にいつも飲んでる？
A prototype for the clinic aviary?
ん？
So, you would
いや、ちょっ
abandon
と、
me to my fate.
ひどくない？
No medication in sight.
いや、そんなに喋るならさ、どこにあるか教えてほしいんだけど。これヒントかな？時間教えてほしい。3時25分が多い気がするんだよね。
All that clattering must get really tiring after a while.
あ、時計こんな進んでたっけ？ 3 時。さっきやった気がするんだけど。何かがまだ足りないのかな？ん？ 何時だろ
No medication. Nothing that could help him. That could do him more harm than good. Nothing that could help him. No way. That could do him more harm than
これ
good.
何？
No medication. There's no point. ん A prototype for the clinic aviary? A prototype for the clinic aviary?
この時計さ、ヒント？この画面だと、3時15分。こっちだと、ほら、ここに、それか、まさか。3時。違う。なんだこれ。難しい。わかんない。あ、だってこれ前回。もしかして4時27分？これはわからない。
Still nothing.
ヒントだと思うんだけどな。
Fantastic. Kirk's prosthesis, but it looks like it isn't finished.
Oh,
A woman
なんかある。
writing saying, "Grandfather, don't forget to take your medication."
食事の3時間
3 hours
前。
before dinner.
9時かな？食事の時間がわかんない。でも。ありがとう、孫。3時間前って言ったよね。なんか違うね。もう一回メモ見てこよう。 他にもメモあるのかな。
A woman's writing saying,
お
"Grandfather,
じい
don't
ちゃん、
forget to
食
take
事
your
の3時
medication
間前
3
に
hours before
薬
dinner."
を飲むのを忘れないで。食事の時間がいつだろ
Who would store medication in this mess?
う。
Still nothing. Who would store medication in this mess? Still nothing. Still nothing. Kirk's prosthesis, but it looks like it isn't finished.
9時3時間前だから。ん？ここで5分間待つ？何が足りないんだ？食事の時間はいつ？違う。
All that clattering must get really tiring after a while.
ん？
Empty. Empty.
4時？
All that clattering must get really tiring after a while.
こっからわかんない。お昼っていつ？
A woman's writing saying,
の
"Grandfather,
書
don't
き置き
forget
お
to
じ
take
い
your
ちゃん。
medication
食事の
3
3
hours
時間前
before
に
dinner."
薬を飲むのを忘れないで。まだ調べられるとこがある？
Who would store medication in this mess?
ここさっき調べられなかったっけ？
Still nothing. Still nothing. Still nothing. Still nothing. Still nothing. Who would store medication in this mess? Kirk's prosthesis. But it looks like it isn't finished.
これつけっぱなしちゃいけないとかある？これネジ取れそうだよね。ん？わかる人いる？うん。あ？ん？反応しないんだけど、これ。ここになんかあるんだけど、反応しない。なんで？
Empty.
たまたま？全部の時間合わせちゃう。
Empty.
そう、何？
No medication in sight.
あれ？ここになんかボタンあるのに反応しないんだよね。
Empty.
これは？のがない。ん？3時かな？わからない。絶対これだと思うんだよね、ここ。
Look, Look at me. Are you satisfied? I just can't handle any aggravation anymore. Get my medication. My God. My heart. I need my medication. Quickly. Look at me. Are you satisfied? I just can't handle any aggravation anymore.
違う。この時計、進んじゃうのもよくないよね。調べるか。調べますか、これは。出てくるかな。シベリア。違うのが出てくるんだけど。攻略。出てこない。そもそも出てこない。自力でやるしかない。なんかあるかな。
A woman's writing saying, "Grandfather, don't forget to take your medication 3 hours before dinner." A woman's writing saying,
でもディナーって言って
"Grandfather,
るか
don't
ら
forget to take your medication 3 hours before dinner."
夜のご飯かな。この人が夜ご飯を何時に食べるかだよね。夕食3時間前だけど、夕食何時？ん？6時に食べる？食べない。 よくわかんない。これ溶かしたらなんかあるんじゃないの？ね、霧のいい時間だと信じたい。どっかに返せないかな。これで51分とかさ、だったらどうしよう。
All that clattering must get really tiring after a while.
Huh? 何時に食べる人なんだ？
There's no point. No medication. No medication in sight. All that clattering must get really tiring after a while. A prototype for the clinic aviary? Empty.
?出てこない。足元になんかある？さっきここ調べられたよね。うん。
Who would store medication in this mess? Who would store medication in this mess?
Hmm? お茶の時間。お茶の時間って3時じゃないのかな、ないのかな。何か他が足りないのかな。コップ返してくれなくなっちゃったし。ディナーは19時から20時が多い。あ、いた！アイジンさん正解！ナイス！これはアイゼンさんの手柄ですよ。ナイス！ありがとう！やっと進んだ！ね、ナイスすぎる。
Thank you for your precious help,
あ、
my
おじ
dearest
さんもちゃん
Miss
と、俺言って。
I'm afraid I may have judged you somewhat hastily.
Don't mention it, Mr. Steiner. Tell me about the prosthesis. I
Google
need
の
to get back
時
to
計。
Kirk very quickly, if of course you agree to let me have it.
時計なんだ。
Yeah. I just have a few small adjustments to make. It involves very precise and meticulous mechanics, understand?
Will it take long? I'm sorry to insist, but I also have to give a hand to those unfortunate Yukos. I need to help them get across the lake with their herd of ostriches. I'm so worried about them.
Once the mechanical leg is at last ready, I can go to the clinic and bring back young Kirk to you. That way you only have to worry about what happens to the other Yukos.
You'd do that, Mr. Steiner? That would really be a great help.
So, perfect. But dear Miss Walker, are you aware of what lies in store for the nomads when they reach the other side of the lake?
What on earth's the matter, Mr. Steiner?
The next stage of your
怪
journey
物
is the
が
poor cursed town of Baranor. It has become hell on earth since the time of the last great ostrich migration.
Please join me downstairs for a
確
moment.
かに。
I'll show you
ミ
exactly
ミ
what I
コ
mean.
仕組んだというか、自動で薬を生成するってやつだったんじゃない本当は。ほんとヒントなかったよね。
Look just next to the films there, Miss Walker. You should
パ
find
ラ
a film
ノ
on
ーム
Baranor.
のフィルムがある。この辺り
Not
前
a chance.
提ってことはないと思う
Let's
け
try
ど、
something else.
ん
When you found the old film reel, run it through the spool on the projector.
フィルム？今度フィルム？
Tools that would have suited Hans.
I turned on the projector for you. Find the film reel and run it through the machine, if you may.
フィルムディール？ん？どのフィルム？新シール3号機が爆発して1週間。バラノールってどこ？ここ？あの船がある。オスカーのコピーがいっぱいいる。もしかして放射能汚染されてるってことかな？渡った先が。
These automatons look just like my friend Oscar. I guess people put that statue up in the square in their honor.
Yeah. Truly magnificent pieces, Nishtvar. The XZ2000 model is most assuredly one of Hans's major masterpieces.
Their mission was to bring back any survivors of the catastrophe to Baltimore, where the victims would receive the best care in Dr. Zemyatine's clinic. The Crystal, the ferry usually responsible for linking the towns of Baltimore and Baranor every day, carried the new type of rescuers to the scene of the drama and brought back the survivors of the catastrophe.
So Baranor suffered the ravages of a nuclear accident. But according to that film, the automatons you designed with Hans should have helped save lots of lives, right?
I'm afraid that's not how things went. Because of Captain Obo, who...
オーボ船長のせいでそうならなかった。
Ah, that must be Sarah. Please come this way, Miss Walker. I'll introduce you.
娘さん？孫だっけ？ちょっと怒らないと。あのメモ、ちょっと全然わかんないんですけどって。
Miss Walker, may I introduce you to Sarah, my granddaughter?
あれなんか、
Nice to meet you, Sarah.
猿っぽい。
My name's Kate Walker.
I actually owe Miss Walker a candle. Thanks to her calmness and peace of mind, I'm still here and on my feet. She found my medication and gave it to me before it was too late. Donnerwetter.
You don't
び
mean
っ
you had
くり
another
してる。
attack, do you? Ah, you're being so very naughty, grandfather. You absolutely must let
ね、
Dr.
時
Zemyatine
間書いとい
examine
て
you.
ほしかった。
Come on, stay calm, my little
なんか
child.
でも、びっくりしてるよ
When I
ね
go。to the clinic to take the
あ
prosthesis
の、
to the young
え？
Yukon, I'll stop by
こ
and
の
see the
人、
good
あの
doctor.
時計の
Until
ギミ
then,
ックを
why don't
解
you
い
make
たの
yourself
みたいな。
really useful to Miss Walker?
まさ
She's
か。
looking for some way to transport
わ
the
ざ
control
と
caravan
やっ
to the other
た？
side of the lake.
Well,
や
I
っ
think
てる
I've
な、これ
already
は。
found the solution. The boat in the film, the Crystal, it must be the ship that's docked in the port. If it was able to transport the automatons you and Hans built, it could carry the ostriches across the lake.
Ah, that's not a bad idea. but unfortunately there's a slight problem of size, dear Miss Walker.
Sounds like you're talking about Captain Obo's alcoholism. I saw him earlier on the dock.
That coward has been hiding himself in alcohol ever since he abandoned our automatons to Baranor, and he'd rather simply die than go back. He tells everybody that the evil monster of the lake is waiting for him, and that as soon as he goes back on the water, the beast will just up and grab him. But of course, that is the purest
倒れる時間を見越して孫が来た。
I know you're still really
匂うわ
angry
ね、
with
これ
Captain
は。
Obo because he abandoned the automatons that you built with your friend Hans and Baranor. He was supposed to wait for them. They were going to take all the survivors they found in the rubble to the boat and then bring everyone here to safety in Valsambor. But in the end, when he got to the beach at Baranor and saw the disaster and all the dead, he became really afraid. The disease, the radiation. He must have had an uncontrollable panic attack, so he immediately turned back, dumped the machines on the crystal into the lake, and came back empty-handed to Valsambor. And the automatons have been there ever since, in hell. But who knows? Maybe today he'll want to sell. I'm sure Kate will be capable of convincing him to help the Ukels. I have to go do my waitressing shift in the tavern. Come by and see me later on, okay? Captain Obo will be there.
浮かばにいるんだ。
All right then. I'll try and convince Captain Obo. Thank you for everything, Mr. Steiner.
I don't know if I really should wish you good luck, dear Miss Walker. Baranor is only an open grave now.
じゃあ今度なんだこのアングル。なんかおかしくない？何よの。おかしいよね。なんか、やっぱアングルおかしい。治った。ね、ムービーかと思った。これかな、さっきの。
Impossible. I don't believe it. He forgot to leave it open again.
あいつまた開けとくの忘れてる。あれん酒場がわからないんだけど。ん？
Go find someone else to bother.
酒場がわかんない、今度。酒場でおぼ船長。酒場どこ？
they treat the nomads around here is terrible.
Eh? なんかずっとぐるぐるしてる気がする。ここだ。
I'd rather be left here on my own if you don't mind, miss.
The captain is just there, next to the fireplace.
暖炉の隣。これか。起きろー。
Captain Obo?
What do you want?
寄付せ
I
る
need
か
to
な。
speak with you. You're still the owner of the crystal.
What are you talking about, little lady?
The crystal. Your boat.
Oh, yeah. Of course. Which boat now?
I'm talking about the crystal.
That's it. Yeah, it's my boat. Boat. I mean...
銀行のものだって。
It belongs to the bank, the crystal.
To be honest, actually, I need that boat, Captain Obo.
Well, isn't that just great news now, miss? I mean, I'll just...
ダメだ。酔っ払ってる完全に。
The crystal? The boat that's in the port you know very well.
Oh, okay. That one too?
Your boat, yes. That ferry that you commanded for so many years?
But which one?
Oh, just forget it. I'll come back later.
The lake is haunted by a demon. It's watching me. Waiting. I can feel it.
出直すってどうするの？
Is everything okay, Kate?
Not really. I'd like to ask Captain Obo if the Yukon caravan can go on board his boat to cross over to Baranor. But I can't get a straight answer. He's completely sloshed.
I'm sorry, miss, but I really think you're wasting your time. He's getting drunk again to forget his crimes, like he always does.
自分の罪を忘れるためにま
Forget
た
it wasn't
飲ん
brave
で
the
る
way。a captain should be. Can you believe it? In Baranor, he just picked up and abandoned his passengers. And I know, he'll never want to see that cursed place again.
I'm not sure that's true, lad. Even if he does drink a lot, the captain's a pretty good guy. Say the right thing, and you may be able to convince him.
If I'm ever lucky enough to find him sober, even for a moment, I need that drunkard to listen to me.
Maybe I
何
can
か
help
攻める
with
方
that.
法。
I'll make him one of my famous small restoratives. After that, he'll want to sleep for 3 days, but at least his mind will be clear.
I'd really appreciate that. Thank you so much, both of you.
Don't mention it. The way the Yukols are treated here is an absolute disgrace, so if we can help out...
Has Captain Obo taken the crystal out of port since leaving Baranor?
He's been far too drunk ever since then for that.
And anyway, the port's been closed since the tragedy of Baranor 20 years ago.
Do you think the crystal is still in sailing condition after all this time?
I'm sure there'll be a few repairs to do, but Obo never stopped keeping it in shape, you know. He loves his boat, despite everything.
Do you know why Captain Obo fled Baranor?
He must have been completely traumatized by what he saw there. The catastrophe, the victims, and then the radiation. He unloaded the automatons on the beach, but he didn't expect they'd bring the survivors back right then. He just cracked, completely snapped. Full astern and goodbye all. Can you even imagine?
Afterwards, he came up with that story of a sea monster appearing and attacking his boat.
Yes, the old legend of the monster of the lake. Convenient, isn't it?
Who knows what became of the victims and automatons the captain abandoned?
No, everybody hates the captain for that. But nobody volunteered to take the helm of the crystal in his place to pick up the survivors. If there are any left in Baranor, they're all dead now, that's for sure.
Grandfather says that the automatons would have broken down really quickly with nobody to maintain them.
Go see the captain. Sarah will bring you the restorative when it's ready.
Go and talk to
つけ
Captain
薬
Obo. I'll bring you his restorative.
なんだスムージーか顔にかける
Take this, Captain.
違った。
This one's on the house.
ん
My God! This piss water on back.
しょんべんかこりゃって汚い。
Opens the portholes. Hello, Miss.
My name is Kate Walker, Captain Obo. We met each other earlier.
To what do I owe the honor of your presence at the table of the regrettably famous Captain Obo?
This is good news, Captain. You're back at the starting block again. You have a new beginning, a new dawn.
Now
ね
that's a
え
good
つ
show
け
of
薬すごすぎる。
What'll you be having now? It's my round.
I'd rather you listen to me. You're my only hope of finding a solution to my problem.
Do tell me about it, please, miss.
お
Because the Yukels and their ostriches are stuck here in Valsumbor, it's causing a serious problem among the people in your community. Plus, the nomads have to continue their great journey. Only you, Captain Obo, can defuse the situation by taking them on board the crystal.
You're very wrong, Miss Walker. Everybody will tell you that I'm incapable of giving a hand to anyone.
You're right, Captain. It's safe to say that people don't have a particularly high opinion of you. But I think you're afraid to know where I want to take the Yukels.
Listen to her. All right, then. Tell me where Miss Walker actually wants me to take her in my old tub.
To Baranor.
I'm a broken man because of what I saw back there that night, miss. A sad wreck of a man, really. And you're asking me to go back. Back there. Back to hell. I saw the hellish red eyes of the monster of the lake. Beast
何を
as
してい
big
た
and long as my boat. Ask
うちは
Yuko
キーラ
fans what
ッ
they
クと
think
名付
about
け
it.
た。
They call it the Kilak, the evil spirit of the lake. The devil guarding the doorway to hell.
Well, let's just look at it like a second chance. What do you say?
No. Never.
意外と持って遊ぶ。そんなひどいこ
So
と
you're
し
just
ない。
gonna stay there, are you? Wallowing in despair and alcohol?
Don't you dare judge me! You have no idea what I saw that night.
You're right. But the Yukels and I don't have a choice. We have to go to Baranor. And so instead of helping us, you're going to let us face the danger alone.
All right. You can get your gang of little savages and board
Oh.
the crystal. I'll take you.
Oh, thank you, Captain, really. With all my heart. And thank you on behalf of the Yukels.
Oh, but be careful now, Captain Girl. You're not there yet. There are two
条
conditions,
件。
and they are negotiable. First, we stop by now.
ナホドツクに立ち寄る。
Will mean we avoid the most radioactive zones, but it won't actually take you too far off.
昼間に
And second,
船
we
を出
also
す。
sail by day. I'm not going to finish up on the lake monster's plate. And it sleeps during the day. The beast is usually a bit of a night owl anyway.
怪物は大抵夜型。
Accept, Captain Obo.
In that case, all hands on deck now, sailor. Because we've got work to do before we can hoist the anchor.
Come on, Kate. You hurry off and meet with the captain before he changes his mind. I'll go tell grandfather to join you on board the crystal with
Thank
Kirk.
you, 船長。
Thank you, Sarah.
ん どうしよう。今日はちょっと短いけど、船に乗ったら終わろうかなと思います。船どこ？これか。セーブ入るかな？セーブ入ったから、ちょっと今日短いですけど、今日はこれで終わろうと思います。で明日というか、今日の夜、21時から、迷宮校舎っていうホラーゲームをコラボでやるのでよかったら遊びに来てください。じゃあね、今日来てくださった方の名前呼びして終わります。アイゼンさん、おやしらむさん、クティさん、メリットさん、ありがとうございました。見守ってくださった方、アーカイブを見てくださっている方もありがとうございました。で、最後に、チャンネル登録、高評価、Twitter、X のフォローなどしていただけたら嬉しいです。お疲れ様、お疲れ様、ありがとう。お大事にもありがとう。それじゃあ、またね。お疲れでした。バイバイ。